Stream has started.
Hooray!
Yay!
We've done
Hello,
it.
stream.
We've done it, gamers.
Okay, well, I suppose then without any further ado, let's get this little bit of a show on the road. Hi, all. Welcome to another exciting game of the Eternals. I will be your DM for the duration of this session. Thank you for choosing to play on Flintworth game lines. I know you have many options today, so we appreciate that you chose to go with us. Last time we all hung out together, we, well, had our first combat session of the campaign where you four got to go toe to toe with one of Tiyet's underlings, compatriots, generals, take your pick. The Petra von Rees and her skeleton ghost ship, the Relentless. Pietra had a I don't want to say ambush, but had been laying in wait out in the open seas of the Torredel continent as you made your way to Aspio, and brought you into her little realm of dread, much like Ravenloft that you explored before. This realm, controlled by her, seemingly filled with mists of darkness of the Shadowfell, and yeah, try to go after you all. Unfortunately for Pietra, she was not made aware of the sheer amount of anti undead I'm gonna say it shit you guys can throw at them. And thanks to a clever use of a lot of turn undead, you basically busted her ship pretty damn good. Before the fight went on too much longer, Pietra did get blasted who knows where by Mori, leaving only her sword to start glowing a odd, dark, necrotic hue. And with a quick warning from Strahd to basically, hey, GTFO, you all got off the ship for the most part, save for a certain Firefly, before the whole thing basically exploded in front of you, rocking you back to where you had vanished from the material plane, leaving nothing but a very singed and angry Firefly to kind of deal with. I can't remember who she was going after last time. I'll just say we'll pick on Shade for good measure. I think it was Shade. Which we kind of pick up today, immediately after that bout. So we'll say it's been roughly, gosh, 30 seconds since the Relentless had vanished well, back into the Shadowfell, leaving you all on a ship that, for the most part, was not too beat up. There is some damage on the deck itself from where the harpoons from the Relentless kind of like shot out and dragged it in. But with the disappearance of the ship, the harpoons themselves are gone. The side of the ship, though, is a bit singed from the blast. And I'll say presently, Firefly has kind of slumped down a little bit of a, post-Fury nap. So her teeth are still clenched, but she's just kind of exhausted from only basically having her hit points from like 300 brought down to 5. That all said, what do you four like to do?
Oh my gosh. Did Autumn get a chance to check on her sister? Since her sister almost died.
That would be the chance, actually.
Okay. Please let me check on my sister.
Yeah, well, make a medicine check.
Oh, there, Pietro's still in. Goose, I need open. Please, open. Roll 20, please. Go. Quite, not too bad.
Well, not 20, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Looking over your sis, you can see that her dragon powers seem to have kept her mostly from being totally blasted sky high. Some of her fur does seem a little bit curled from just the sheer heat of it all, but otherwise, she's alive, she's breathing, but she does appear awfully weak and might be knocked out of it for at least the next 8 hours. Going over her though, you do see a slight kind of green hue coming from from her backs. I don't say her backside, that would be her butt, but more so like actually the back of her back, like from beneath her.
Okay. Can I investigate that? I don't know
Yeah.
if she's gonna wake up if I gently try to roll her on her side.
Judging by her heavy breathing and just by kind of like starting to slowly move her, yeah, she is out like a a frat boy after a bad night of drinking. Um, and
So
her
this
sound
is
is
nothing some sleep won't fix. It's like
yeah, yeah.
okay, that's good.
But on the back, you can see that there are like a few pretty nasty cuts from debris from the ship blasting from behind her.
Oy.
And you notice that kind of like led your gaze there seems to be the same kind of presence, essence of the light that you saw below before this whole thing started. For like almost a brief moment, you could swear it kind of points a few arrows at where the cuts the most deep on her back. And despite her having a dragon soul, uh, she it doesn't seem to be kind of healing as well as it should on its own. Might need to take a little bit extra care.
Hmm. Um. Well, this looks outside of my field of expertise. Autumn's gonna look around to see if she can see Rector or Shade anywhere, possibly even Rita, who might have an idea about this kind of magic.
I will come over and at first she like hesitantly making sure that Firefly is still asleep.
Oh, she's going to be out for a few hours.
Okay,
At
good.
least.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds. I'm gonna cast it at. Oh, God damn it! I keep forgetting that I can't do that anymore. Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Okay.
No bless, so
No.
17.
17. Okay.
Well, actually, hold on. 17 plus, because I have the blessed healer, plus 2 plus the spells level. So, okay. Sorry. When you cast
No,
a
you're
spell
fine.
at 1st
You're
level or
good.
higher that restores hit points to a creature other than you, you regain. Oh, I regain. Wait, what? I'm so
But
confused.
no, you can use Cure Wounds on somebody else.
Well, I'm more looking at this.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, so when you heal somebody, you also heal. Two
Oh, it
plus your
heals
spell
both
level.
people.
Neat. I need that actually.
Do it.
Yeah, so if you cast at a 3rd level, then you would heal 5.
Hella.
Cool. Very
Okay.
handy.
So yeah, 17 for Firefly. 5 for
Physician. Physician, heal thyself.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. As your hands glow for a moment over the wounds, you notice that they are starting to kind of close in on themselves. You essentially give them a little extra boost they need to finally mend your poor step sister, I guess. um, as you do, give me an Arcana check.
Yeet. 11.
Okay, 11. All right. As you go along, you motion your hands around, kind of just following your basic instinct of where to kind of make it work best. And in no time at all, you the wounds heal up. Autumn, give me an Arcana check.
Oh boy. I don't know if my Arcana is nearly as good.
Okay.
Everything looks fine, probably.
No, hang on. Uh, you're not sure how or why, or really unsure if Shade can see what you're seeing, but her hands the entire time are being guided by that little green light.
Mm. Shade, do you see that?
Do I see that?
You do not.
See what?
There's, well, her wounds, they're green, and there's this green thing that's following your hand. Or moving your hand?
Shade's gonna kind of look closer. It's not infected. She's not infected, is she? She's not gonna turn into a zombie, right?
It doesn't look like... I'm sorry, a what?
I don't.
No. No? I don't think so. Her wounds weren't healing right, and, there was this green glowing coming from them. I don't know what that means. And it seems like it's still there.
Hey, Autumn, did you ever get any sleep?
What?
Yeah, from the sword.
Yeah, I was able to take a nap, yes.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, I've got more sleep than I have in a week or two.
Okay,
Granted,
just checking.
4 hours isn't much, but still.
Just checking. She will call, Rector and Melchior over, like, hey! Autumn seeing things, come here. I need you to see if you see them.
Listen, I really don't mentioning this. Does anyone else see this?
Do we?
Let's find out. Make some kind of rolls there. Let's see.
16.
16. All right.
26, nice.
Okay.
Nice. Nice high
check.
rolls.
Let me check one thing.
This makes so
Alright.
much sense, actually, because the two of them seem more in tune with magic than Shade and Autumn ever could.
Otto's like, I see green stuff. Shade's like, what green stuff? And then, like...
Yeah. For the sake of mind's eye, what you're seeing is like a green ball of light kind of flying around, like almost might hate to use the phrase, kind of like a fairy from Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Neat.
them.
But here, gosh, where is that page?
Is it saying, listen?
Nope, it's saying nothing.
Dang it.
You. There we are. Thank you for your patience as the DM loads the details looking for. Okay. Okay. Maury, you don't see anything. However, you do smell like the slight scent of like tobacco in the air. Rector, with your 26, you know, feel the presence of the undead, but frankly, considering the amount of undead that were around and aboard the ship, it's hard to tell whether it's just like almost residual like ectoplasm in the air. But it's strong.
I don't say anything.
How am I seeing this? And no one else is.
Am I seeing the green orb too, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
You see nothing.
Yeah. Autumn, there's nothing there. He says, coughing, like wiping off the blood.
Autumn thinks for a second, and I don't think she's done this today, but she's gonna try to summon a Fey spirit.
Oh boy.
Which I think she
Okay.
can do once every long rest for free with her
Yeah.
current level.
Yeah, the only condition is that it would take you up to an hour to do.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
maybe I shouldn't.
I mean, you can certainly do it. You just have to go down to your place and probably, like, concentrate for an hour to...
Well, I could instead. Could I try to interact with the orb?
Sure.
Okay, so Autumn is actually gonna, as the orb is floating around, she's gonna try to reach out and touch it.
As you do, and mind you, the others, I'm assuming would see her try to do this. The orb always just kind of floats just out of reach.
Hmm. Ugh. She's gonna try to wave it away with her hand. Set it, like, try to keep it off of... Which is probably gonna be weird, because she's, like, hunching over her sister and, like, waving at the air, and no one else can see this.
After the first wave, the ball does disappear, but you swear with a slight kind of saddened, like, whistle to it.
Whistled at me. She looks at her sister's wounds again.
Oh, the wounds at this point, well, because of the magic and care from Shade, have at this point become closed up. They're faint, like red marks on her back now, but already because of the magic and her necrotic side, have already started to heal over.
I guess it's best we take her to her room and just keep an eye on her.
Is she in dragon form?
Nope.
No.
Okay,
No.
thank God. Alright. 'Cause I was about to be like, who? Not me.
No, she's only slightly... She's a couple inches taller than Autumn. She's not that big. In
Well,
regular
if she
form.
was in dragon form, that was gonna be a different story. If she's in normal
Yeah,
form, it's
I
fine.
would say we'd leave her here, but, like... Yeah, no.
Sounds like a plan. She probably just needs some rest. Are
Well,
you feeling alright, Autumn?
Here's what happened. I waved at it, and then I saw it disappear with a whistle. After... It was like a ball of green light. Maybe I should ask Rita. She might know something.
I mean, God, we got one guy talking to Strahd through a sword. We've got you talking to another sword. We've got Barda talking to a spear, and now you're seeing glowing orbs.
I'm not crazy!
I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm just saying I'm tired of stuff showing up on this ship that I can't see.
Well, it might have something to do with the ship exploding. And... You said it was... Rector, you said it was necrotic.
The damage that she was dealt for sure was necrotic. You could feel it in the air. Or I can, at least. But whatever you saw, Autumn, I didn't see it, didn't feel anything from it.
So you didn't feel any strange energy?
Just the residual necrotic energy from that blast, that ship, the
Well, I'm
undead we
gonna-
just fought.
Fine.
It might be me. Hang on a second. No, yeah, it might be me too. I need a
What?
shower.
Autumn appearing to lose patience at this point. Says, I'm going to take her to her room and I'm going to see Rita.
Okay, Rita
That's
might know
probably a good call.
Ugh, so I'll get her legs. Or here, I can take the dangerous end. Takes the alarm.
Do you need help?
Yeah, perhaps. She tries to lift Firefly up. Should I
Cool.
make like a strength roll or something?
Hey, Millie.
No.
I'm hurting all over. Can you please help Autumn? Puppy dog eyes.
Roll a persuasion.
I can ask Barda. It's
Sure, but you're making supper tonight. All right.
Alright, fine. That's fine by me. I can cook. Shade cannot cook. You have made a terrible
that-
mistake.
Isn't that what Allie's for?
Oh, not for the crew. No. I believe it or not, I actually kind of like her cooking. I mean, something about how she just burns everything. Just
What? I do not!
When was the last time you cooked?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Wow. It was back in Kasari's village. Me and Bastion cooked for the workers.
Gotcha.
I did.
That was nice of you.
I did very good. I think. I didn't actually get the feedback from everybody, but I'm assuming I did good because everything I do is good.
I'm sure that they appreciated it. Can you please help me lift my sister?
certainly.
Thank
Yeah, she just walks up and cradles her in her arms like a small child.
Oh, well, that seems a bit too easy. Here, her room is this way. Thank you, Millie. Appreciate this.
Hey, what's family for?
Autumn smiles. Off they go, I suppose.
Yep. She follows you off towards Firefly's room. Milkior. I don't think that isn't that hard to really kind of go and find crew to help get you kind of everything squared away. Judging by the damage overall on the ship, it's not too bad. The crew was pretty damn formidable against Pietra's ghostly crew. At best, it would probably overall cost about, I will say, 20 gold pieces just to repair the minimal damage the ship actually got.
Okay. Go ahead and remove 20 gold pieces from the pool.
20 gold pieces. You got it.
Thank you.
As you walk around, by the time you kind of finish repairs and everyone's settled, Strahd does try to reach out to you if you want to listen. Otherwise, he would respect your focus on other
Well,
things.
I'll listen. I'll make an effort.
All right. All right. We'll say then in that case, you two have kind of a quiet moment away from the others. Maybe hell, even your cabin. The sword, the sun's blade, does glow warmly at your side. And you kind of let's say, take it out to look at it, and you just hear that familiar kind of presence come to you again. That battle shouldn't have happened, Melchior. That ship has been sunk for longer than even I had my reign in Barovia.
Well, I'm sure that you've noticed, but the crew wasn't exactly living. So I'm assuming they were raised somehow.
Agreed. But what really concerns me is that the Von Rieses fought on my side back in the day. In fact, they were in charge of tackling Tiyet's forces at sea while I stormed her capital.
Do you think they've been corrupted then? Or do you think Tiyet might have just made them a better deal? Raising them from the dead would be, kind of hard to resist, I think.
Agreed. Unless they somehow suffered the same fate I did. It was clear that plane was, what did they call it, the Sea of Sorrows, was much like my own.
I'm guessing the Shadowfell has multiple domains in it then?
That is correct. All are various prisons that which contained, well, the various uh, guests of your master, your patron.
What's a better word for it? Thank you.
Regardless, what really makes me wonder is, frankly, how the pair of them became to such a condition. Because when last I saw them, his daughter was no younger than 5, and there she was, a completely, yes, undead woman. Can only
That is
imagine how
strange.
long that young one must have been trapped in whatever private hell that they've been, I guess, floating around all this time.
Maybe I can reach out to the Raven Queen. Maybe she can shed some light on what their domain entailed, what their punishment entailed.
I would certainly advise that, yes. And probably best ask her how they all got out in the first place.
Yeah, it seems kind of strange for a prison to be, you know, that mobile, that open to other planes.
Yes. Boy, you should hold. You should be careful moving ahead. I sense there's some underhanded dealings happening outside of your knowledge.
Isn't that always the case?
Indeed.
Well, I appreciate your insight into this.
We did agree to be more respectful to one another,
That we
did
did,
we not?
and I will keep a mind of the bargain if you do.
For now, I don't see no reason not to. After all, I would hate for my own death to be all in vain to watch you get taken out by lessers to me.
That would be disappointing, wouldn't it?
It would. It really would. It would really put a whole dapper on being trapped inside this blade.
Yeah, especially if I were to like drop you into the ocean or something. That would be pretty terrible, right?
Oh, you tempt me into witticisms that I tire for, but I will say it is truly nice to actually talk more on agreeable terms once again.
Melchior would nod.
What do you make of Autumn's predicament?
I I don't know. I mean, she has had a lot on her plate, but I mean, if she says that she saw something, I believe her. I don't know what that means though.
Mm-hmm. I could sense that you recognized a little bit of that smell in the air.
It was like tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
but no. As far as I know, nobody on the crew smokes.
No, and yet you may have smelt that once before.
I try to rack my brain. When was the last time I smelled tobacco?
Uh, roll history.
History. 12.
You think about it, and you indeed do recognize it. It almost feels kind of like gives like a familiar kind of fuzzy, warm feeling, a little bit more nostalgic to it.
Mhm.
Though right at this present time, you cannot place where.
Okay. Maybe it'll come to me another time.
Perhaps. For now, I think I best ponder on what could be happening. As your advisor, I feel like I should really choose my words moving forward. And for what it's worth, please do not drop me. I've had dealings with merfolk before, and their conversational skills can be awfully dreadful. All they care about are turtles.
I mean, I believe some of them do worship some giant turtle, but
Indeed.
I won't drop you for now. We'll see.
Considering that this... Oh, go for
no,
it.
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. You can finish your thought.
My thought was only be, considering how this happens to be your favorite blade, I'd be be very surprised if you do decide to... What are the kids saying these days? Yeet me into the sea?
I can't say I've heard that term before, but
I guess we all cannot be hip with the times.
no, I'm a pretty busy man, Strahd.
I hate this.
I should probably get some rest though, recover some strength, in case we run into something else on the sea.
Good plan. Yeet is no longer cool.
What, was it ever?
God, I can see Strahd now like, how do you do, fellow adventurers? She was muted for it, but you missed Autumn shouting out a painful no in the other room.
That was the equivalent of hearing a grandpa say, I am going to yeet this, goodbye, and I'm like, no, please.
This... this doth be not filled with anything. Yeet, I say.
Oh my god!
I hate this.
It's just in the Strahd voice. This bitch is. I yeet it out. What have I done? What have you done?
Right now, that's all I had really to say.
I think I'm gonna start a short rest so I can recover my spell slots.
Okay.
Does my health go back to normal after a long rest or a short rest?
I think it was
A
a
long rest.
You can still roll hit die to gain health, though.
I would.
I didn't actually lose any actual
Oh,
health
okay.
during that fight. Just my hit point max.
Yeah, I think me and Rector took a bit more of the damage.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys should probably get some rest.
I'm gonna go ahead and start that short rest.
Okay. Yeah. Save on the hit die rolls because over the table, quite frankly, I don't know. You have smooth sailing for the rest of the trip to Silverant, so
Okay.
Yeet.
Nice.
no reason to go through the trouble, as it were.
Hell yeah.
Before we make the quick transition, I wanted to check real quick. Rector, my boy, do you want to go and talk to anyone in particular?
No. Rector is hiding the fact that he is very hurt. He's taking care of anyone else that was injured. He's making sure that he doesn't sense any like a necrotic energy gathering anywhere, like making sure that's dispersing as it should over time. And when he's comfortable with that, he is going to head back down into the cabin area and sit at the public table in the middle of the room between all the other private rooms, and he's just kind of gonna rest his head in his arms on the table and fall asleep.
While he was up on deck checking on everybody, can I do like an insight check or something to see if I can tell how hurt he was? Cause Shade's just kind of like chilling on the deck, healing her own wounds. She would be like looking around.
By all means, make a make an insight, and Rector, make a deception.
Just waiting for it to load up.
24 for me.
You notice him, trying his best to like hide it, but yeah, that boy be walking with a limp. His pants seems to be a brighter shade of red,
Oh no.
and well, a part of his face we even say is kind of like starting to swell up.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, then she will once he starts heading downstairs, she'll get up and move to follow him. And like when he goes to like lay his head, like where did he go? Into
He's at the. He just like found the chair and then laid his head down, and like he just instantly fell asleep.
okay. She's just gonna go and flick him on the nose as hard as fucking possible and cast Cure Wounds as she does so.
He doesn't wake up, but thank you.
At second level, just so he lives. So that's 13. And when he doesn't wake up, she's just like, this dumb motherfucker gonna scold me for putting my life at risk, and then he's gonna do the same fucking thing. I can't fucking old man. Ugh! And then she's just gonna go back to her room. Her work is done.
Okay. Before I make a little time skip here, though, Rita, you find her, Autumn, having seen Firefly off into her bedroom, pop her down in her bed with Millie's help pretty easily and tuck her in just fine. Doing your best to step over the various discarded bones on her floor. Getting back to Rita's place, you find the whole inside of her work area has kind of looked like a tornado turned it over. You find her busy directing her various familiars as well as using her own magic to kind of like push things back into place. It's a bit like the scene from Sword in the Stone with Merlin trying to like get everything back into
Oh, I
his
love that
bag.
scene. That's a great scene.
So it's simply, it's kind of chaotic inside this place as you walk in.
Oh, she knocks on the door before entering.
You're
Hello?
come in. Just mind your head.
Autumn ducks real quick, minding her head. What is does she dodge something?
Yep, you do dodge like a whole line of books. The line is kind of like flying by it.
Oh
Decent to rate as they kind of make their way back to shelves.
Oh.
Autumn, what can I do for you? A bit of maintenance in here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not interrupting anything too pertinent, but I had a question regarding something magical that happened on the top deck earlier that no one else saw but me.
Oh, well, in that case, you hopefully came to the right place. Well, I just take a break. Everything kind of like stops in place and just settles down where it's at.
Autumn looks at it and she's like, I really need that for
Right? So, take a seat. Tell me what you saw.
Autumn awkwardly takes a seat in the chair after being prompted to do so. And then she folds her hands and thinks of the best way to phrase this. Well, on the upper deck, we just had a battle with a ghost ship. There were zombies and undead on the ship, and eventually they decided to retreat by some sort of teleportation of some kind. Firefly was caught in the blast that this caused, and she's alive, but she's resting. But when I went to examine her to see if there's anything I could do to, help heal her, I noticed that on her back there were these gashes, and they were glowing green. And there was a green orb that was kind of orbiting her body, and when Shade came to help heal her wounds, the orb was floating around Shade's hands. I went to shoo it away. I wasn't sure if it was what it was, and it disappeared. but no one else could see it. Not Rector, not Melchior, not Shade. Although someone did say there was a tobacco smell. But I'm not sure if this phenomena seems familiar to you at all.
Huh.
It's really all I have right now. We put Firefly to bed, and I came straight to you because I don't know if I'm seeing things or if that is something that can happen. I'm not terribly familiar with all kinds of magic. I know some, but not quite all.
And just to check, you haven't got into anything at all, haven't had any of Allie's special meals or anything
What? No,
unique from Irina or
no. I am a nursing mother. I have not been imbibing. I have not been eating questionable things. Because that would be dangerous for Sabine.
wild magic from Sabine?
She's been sleeping downstairs the entire duration of the battle, so as far as I'm aware, no. I have to still check on her, but when I shoot it, it made a sad noise. Hard to describe.
Oh, adorable.
But I imagine then perhaps it was not malevolent, but I don't know if this kind of magic seems familiar to you.
Well, let's see. She goes into her little box of scrolls, pulls out one, and do you have a few minutes?
I yes, sure. That's fine. Yes. Can I assist, or is there?
Yeah, just sit back and relax. She goes to the scroll and starts to read it out loud as she makes use of a detect magic ritual on you. When she's done, she blinks for a few seconds before goes like, "All right, well, this room is awfully bright now. There's a lot of magic here, obviously." She kind of rubs her head a little. Oh, it was a poor choice. Should have done this outside. However, I don't sense any magic around you, so I would say nothing that it seems to be affecting your perceptions. Oh, it's gonna be a headache.
Do you want to? We can go outside for a moment if it would help
Please.
you.
Please. She goes outside of the fresh ocean.
Autumn
air.
helps her leave the room.
Outside, she kind of just. All right. Kind of takes more of a closer look at you and is gonna do a. Well, for what it's worth, the only kind of magic I can detect on you, save for your own innate magical abilities and of the sort, is quite frankly the same kind of essence, I would say, from consorting with the undead. It reminds me a lot of what we used to feel like down in the crypt.
So necrotic energy, perhaps.
Not necrotic. I mean, there's a hint of bear with me here, of death on you, but nothing malevolent, more like benevolent.
Oh,
Benevolent? I can say that. Yay. Words are hard sometimes. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, death on me. There was an additional. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but a smell of burning herb or tobacco.
Um,
Melchior said he smelled.
he didn't.
didn't.
I probably would have said it out loud.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I thought you said
Yeah, I
you
probably
could
would have.
Okay, never mind then. Tobacco, you say?
Yes.
Huh. Honestly, nothing really comes to mind.
Because I know you have Basil, right? Your mouse.
Yes.
So I thought perhaps maybe if it was from one of your herbal creatures, but suppose not.
No, I mean, if we would, I don't have a tobacco yet, but then again, that's not exactly a cooking herb. Most of mine seem to have a penchant for the edible, but I
Oh,
suppose you can eat some tobacco, I think.
tobacco. Yes, there's medicinal uses, and Autumn starts rattling off like how her tribe would use tobacco-like plants or like potions and actually to smoke to engage in spiritual experiences and like the culture behind. It's just it's not nonsense, but it's definitely like kind of like rambly. So
Yeah.
Rita may or may not be absorbing all of this information.
Autumn, focus. She
Sorry.
halfway through.
Yes.
Point is, it wasn't one of mine. I only presently have, well, two active. My snake Cinnamon and, well, Parsley, who is, I believe, right now sorting my various links of, well, cord in the other room. Well, if it has it done you any harm yet?
As far as I'm aware, no. I was concerned that because she was stuck in the blast, that it was an evil presence that was trying to prevent her from healing. But I don't believe it actually hurt anyone. It was gone so fast. But Autumn shakes her head. Never mind. Perhaps it was nothing. I thank you for your time, and I apologize for interrupting your work.
No problem. Either way, I was just getting some rest. I mean, we should be able to handle what comes with May, right?
Yes, you're right. I will check on my sister and then check on Sabine. It's probably time for a meal for her anyway. Thank you, Rita. Please, I hope that your headache gets better. I'm so sorry that I made you do that. Caused you to hurt yourself.
Oh, no, no problem. Really, I'm most fine.
Please get some rest. I know you work very hard.
Likewise.
Thank you. Autumn kind of waves goodbye to Rita, and she walks off kind of looking, I guess, a little bit glum, but more like furtive, like confused and thinking, like the wheels in her head are turning. So she's actually going to make 2 stops now. She goes to Firefly's room just to like peek in one time to make sure she's fine and sleeping before leaving her office. And then after that, she'll go back to her room with Sabine and possibly if Bart is still there.
Oh. Firefly is still passed out like a log, snoring loudly when you come in. And as for down below, you find Barda perfectly fine, though his stuff has also been tossed about. He's been busy cleaning up the place, and he welcomes you in. And Sabine's been right as rain, snuggled inside her own little hammock while you're away.
Aww. So it looks like she did well. She wasn't upset at all.
No. She'd be good. However, her hammock now is currently the shade of fuchsia with blue polka dots.
Oh, I see that everyone is redecorating. Even you.
She giggles in her sleep.
Autumn, deciding to take everyone's advice, falls onto the bed and tries to sleep some more.
Okay. Before we move on to our main destination for today, is there anything else y'all would like to do before we do so?
No, I'm good.
Alrighty then. That is awesome. Okay.
I'm assuming we'll have taken a long rest since it was a few days out still.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you.
I just realized they added short rest and long rest buttons. I don't think those were there before.
Wait, what? Where?
Yeah.
Whoa!
On the right side under characteristics.
Whoa! Hey
Ooh,
yo,
that's
look
nice.
at that!
You're muted, dear.
Don't die. Every time you cough, it makes me want. It's like.
I'm sorry!
Like it like just triggers my throat somehow. I don't know how. It doesn't make any sense.
It's our
It's
best.
like-
It's our bestie bond.
I guess so.
I'm so fucking
Goodbye.
sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. It's just weird that it happens every time.
It reminds me of like yawns in a room. Like you see someone yawn, and next you know what, you're yawning, and like a wave effect.
Yeah.
It's that bestie bond. You get COVID, I get COVID.
Oh no. I gave you COVID by accident.
God.
Man, I should have known COVID would evolve to be able to transmit it through the interwebs.
Yep.
Oh god, no.
All right. For this next bit, I actually would like, before we go into it, like to take a quick break early so I can get a few more things set to go.
Sorry.
Also give you people a chance to get medicine, drop their throats, especially if they're coughing up lungs. And yeah,
Dear god.
pop back in like 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yeet.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, woo!
Whew.
Oh man. Dayquil is my best friend.
Oh, you got sick too, huh?
Oh yeah, I got by COVID this last week.
Oh, rip. Yeah, I got sick this past week too, but it wasn't the vid.
Oh, I'm so happy it wasn't the vid.
Same. How are you okay? Are you like?
I'm getting better. It had started, it's basically my family's fault because they don't like to take, precautionaries when it comes to COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my mom literally walked in the house and just had her hand covering her mouth, and as I walked by her, she was like, "Don't come near me, I have COVID." I was like, "Cool. Great. Fantastic." So, Friday, I dealt with the scare. Saturday, I started coughing, and I took, like, between, like, Friday and Sunday, I took, like, 3 COVID tests. And I was like, okay, I think I'm clear. And then Monday I had off of work for New Year's. So I was like, okay, I go back to work tomorrow. I feel like shit. I'm gonna take one more COVID test. And it came back positive. So,
Yep.
all last week I was out of work until like Friday.
Oof. But they were not happy to have you be out.
When I went back to work Friday, I found out that the boss had given them 14 days of data to work on.
Oh no.
And they had 2 people, and I was like, oh no!
Those poor people.
I felt so bad, but like there was nothing I could do.
No, there's nothing you can do. You got sick.
Yeah.
And like it's better for you to actually stay home than go to work and get more people sick.
Yeah, I got sick, and I got sick with the worst possible thing, so... Yeah, it just kind of sucks because my mom and brother weren't vaccinated, but they didn't get hit as hard as I did. And I know that the only reason I got hit as hard as I did is because I have an autoimmune disorder, so it's like, great.
Yeah, like that's the reason why I'm super careful up here. Why when it turned out that it was not vid, I mean I'm still careful when I go see my folks, but like my mom has an autoimmune disorder, so I have to be aware of
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that I didn't get it while I was working at Pizza Hut. I was sure I was dead.
God, I could go for some pizza right now.
Pizza sounds good.
To be fair, pizza always sounds good.
True. But yeah, like if you hear me coughing, that's why. My lungs are not as good as they used to be. My lungs and my throat, but I'm getting there. This is the most that I've talked in days.
I'm glad it worked out for when D&D came up.
Yeah. I did have a session yesterday. I was still kind of coughing though, but it was also probably because I was doing my my chants voice, which is a lot higher pitch than Shade is. So by the end of the session, I was like, alright, gonna go rest my voice now. Nobody talk to me until tomorrow. Finger guns. Man, I am so hyped about that fucking long rest to short rest button. I don't even know why.
Just makes it easier.
Yeah, just a simple click of a button and everything's okay. We'll test it out some more. Long rest. Hehehe, that's so cool.
Oh man, I need to make sure I go to sleep on time tonight and not be up till 4 a.m. again.
You got to sleep.
I felt so bad because like I just wanted to go get some food, and then your message came in. I'm like, oh no,
Like, oh, God.
I felt so bad.
It's okay. Do you at least have something to eat?
Yeah, I just grabbed something out of the fridge.
Okay. As long as you have food. Hi, Colette. What are you doing? Why are you meowing at me? What do you want?
There we go. Hello. Almost had to go on my end. Thank you for that. I needed to desperately use the bathroom and get some drink. So,
Fine by
As in-
me. I went and chugged some fucking Dayquil, yo.
Autumn will be here momentarily. I know she started on food for us, so give her a few seconds to get situated. But if worse comes to where, her stand-in will be playing.
Is that Tifa?
Like the Eternals.
Hold on. I'm like on the other side of the room. Hell yeah! Yeah!
That dog is cuter than she has any right to be at times. I swear to God.
My seat's been taken. Tifa, that's my seat.
What am I to do?
Ooh. Well, it looks like I just have to snuggle you, Tifa.
What is this website you're on?
Oh, it's the Goatlings.
I'm like looking
It's
at
like
it.
a 90s-esque style Neopets sort of website.
It looked like Neopets. I was like, it's either Neopets or it looks like the fucking wiki that I would use for
No.
the wiki I would
It's an
use
old-
for Harvest Moon.
Yeah, it's like a Goatlings is like a Neopet style website, except all the pets are goats, and you just like get different looking goat. That's it. It's just goats. Only goats.
Just goats. I'm a goat. You're a goat. We're all goats.
Just goats, yeah. Checking my inventory. Host.
Hi, Colette.
So,
Okay, I'm gonna put the thing in the oven. I'll be
Okay.
back in 2 shakes.
So who here is nervous about finally talking and playing in the city they have hinted and spoken about for the last 3 years? 'Cause
I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, kidding. This is gonna be great.
oh yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also very, very nervous. It's like, oh, it's the day has arrived.
Dawn of the final day.
Final minutes.
Yo, a couple of minutes before I joined call for the session today, I was playing around with my Majora Mask randomizer,
Mhm.
and do you want to know one of the first items I fucking got, Flint?
What?
The best sword you can get in the fucking game.
Oh, really?
It was just fucking like in one of the treasure chests outside of town. It was like, here's the sword, and I'm like, what?
I'm back. I'm gonna try to keep my speaker on, but keep it muted so I can hear you guys. I have to stir things occasionally, but
Okay.
do what I can to listen, hear you.
Okie dokie.
Bye.
Where did it go? I need one last thing. I had a folder of this. I had a folder of like set aside NPCs of different Aspio wizards for the last goddamn 3 years. What the hell is it?
They went out for lunch.
They fucking did. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna do it live. Let's do one last quick search. It isn't on here. Please, 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 please. Please send the tire DM to his thumb drive.
Okay, Moody, I just saw the thing you posted with the long snoot.
I
The
just
dog
posted
with the
it.
fingertips. I just can't. I can't handle it.
That video's been stuck in my head for like 2 days. I just keep rewatching it.
Let me do it for you.
It also makes me laugh because like at the end where they say Kermie, it kind of sounds like it could also be like for me, and it's eating the chip. So it's like, no, I'm doing it for me. Doing it for me the whole time.
I love that.
I love the big eyes too. Can't reach the Pringles chip.
Need to get one of those dogs just for the sole purpose of reaching that bottom chip.
But it's gonna eat it. It's gonna eat it from you.
A treat for him. For his hard work.
I gotta find the picture of the person grabbing like the snoot of this dog. I'm sorry, Flynn, if I interrupted. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think we're
It
buying
helps me.
Flint time.
Oh, are we? Hold on, then let me find the picture of the person that's like.
I'm almost set to go. But yes, you're helping me at least stay my nerves because I got the DM jitters.
You got this,
Okay,
Footwear!
Yeah.
I found one of him eating a cookie. I'll post it. In the I don't know. Where should I post this?
Wherever your heart desires.
I don't know. The Eternals. I guess I'm posting in the Eternals. He find cookie, eat.
Aw.
The thing is, it's like those dogs don't look real!
It's so long. It's so long.
It looks like
Facts that I wish were true is actually false.
one of my favorite videos with one of these dogs is like, you know how TikTok has like the main video and then like a response video next to it?
Yeah.
It's a video of one of these dogs, and then the video next to it is somebody's hand in a sock, just doing the same motions. Like that! Like, yeah, exactly like that! Is that why you laughed so hard, Maury? Because as I was talking, you're fucking posting it?
Yeah.
God, this dog is so long. The longest dog. Why can't I find the person grabbing the whole ass nose of this dog? Oh my god. I think I love this one quite a bit too. That was cute. That one's just cute. This is clearly Photoshop, but it's still like gets the point across.
I don't know,
Oh, no.
man.
Anteater face.
That's an anteater for sure.
That is an anteater. That is not a dog. This is Borzoi. Borzoi? More like long boy. Long boy. Not Borzoi. Long boy. They're very silly looking.
Where did it go?
I love them.
The way when they open their mouths too, it's even more ridiculous. Like, look at this. Look at that. They got this huge overbite.
Yeah,
What is this?
I was just gonna say I've never seen a dog with an overbite before.
Well, I mean, dogs. I think actually all dogs kind of have something of a little bit of an overbite, but this is just ridiculous.
This is just ridiculous. Look at
This is just nonsense. This is
what
like.
the fuck is this? This is
What
not
is
a
this?
real
Not real.
creature.
This kid is like.
At least we know-
I'm young.
At least we know these dogs don't have trouble breathing, so that's good.
There you are.
I'm obsessed.
Me when I can't do it for him. I can't do it for them.
Didn't I do it for you?
Did I do it for you?
I can't even like imitate that sound right now. Like it doesn't come out of my throat.
I think because I'm sick is the reason I can do it.
Wait, Autumn, are you talking about the video where the dog sticks his nose down a Pringle can and it goes forever?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I was like scrolling through my TikTok watch history trying to find it so I could share it.
There's like a multitude of videos with the same dog, that same audio, but just different circumstances.
Longest. Long nose. I have to find the picture. I posted. But I gotta, hold on. I have to stir the pot. 1 second. Oh my gosh. But I'll find it.
I posted the Pringles one.
The one we've been watching on.
Probably the last 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Those notes.
So good. So good.
This is the one I sent to Layla today because it makes me laugh. Oh my god.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you for patience with me.
It's okay. We were showing the dog.
The dog.
The dog.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the one that you and Maury have seen, but I have not. I don't know if Rob has seen this. This one was done by an animator that I very much enjoyed this.
The fucking just emphasis on the fucking nose.
The nose is just all there is. There is only nose.
Quality content right there.
This is quality, yeah. Nose only.
God. I just realized that like I've been playing these videos on my browsers and like you could hear like the sound of the song, but I forgot that I put up my intermission screen for my stream, so anyone that's been tuning in on the stream has just been hearing this fucking dialogue. It just
Let me do this for you.
no fucking context whatsoever. And you know what? I'm simply just going to keep it that way.
Good God. Oh, heavens.
Gamers, you will get no context from me.
Well, if they can hear us talking about this dog, or can they not? Where are we all muted?
No, they can hear you guys. So they've got that context clues. All they know is that we're talking about a long-nosed dog.
Long-nosed dog.
This will compel them to go and Google this long-nosed dog.
This borzoi.
It'll be a special treat for them and them alone.
You've seen the one with the pizza, right?
Oh God. I don't think I have, but the way that filled me with just so much fucking excitement.
Hold on, I gotta find it. Okay, hold on. I found it on TikTok. Can I find it anywhere else?
I don't know. Do it for you.
If you can view TikTok, this will work. If not, I don't know what to tell you. I have to find something else, but this is the pizza one. This is the pizza one. It's just like him! I'm sorry if I'm...
Oh my god.
Pizza version. It's the same picture, guys!
Oh my god.
Someone was just trying to have pizza, and then their brain just got attacked.
The fucking way, like, you know that this
barbecue
meme,
sauce.
this meme has been, like, living in their brain, like, rent-free.
They thought they were free?
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna check on the pot one more time, but Flint, if you need to start, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, hold on.
I'm good to go. Good to go.
All right,
go.
I'm gonna
Good
keep you guys on speaker so I can hear you, but I'll just be muted.
That's how I died.
I'm gonna make a compilation on my YouTube for every single intermission that we've ever done, because 9 times out of 10, every intermission just goes off the fucking rails.
It's
True. It's also, frankly, I think where a lot of like the best just hangout times happen. All right. My nerves are doing better now. Thank you so much for that.
Hell yeah. Also, Maury, I'm so fucking sorry. I muted to cough, but the second I started coughing, I heard you coughing, and I was like, God damn it, no!
Yep. Nope. Can't stop it.
Won't stop. Beep bop.
No power in the verse can stop this.
All right. It sounds like I hear place and bowls getting out, so I'm gonna wait till that's done because I'm about to get food, and that way I can just start without. I just want to go help out real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
How could you do this to me? God damn it! Help!
The worst.
Cries.
See that we're all getting over the sickness right now.
Yeah.
But Francoto was like, wait, why are you sharing me all these long boy beams? I thought you were playing D&D. I'm like, we are, and we're being very productive.
Oh yeah.
Where's Ryan? I have a gift for Ryan. There you are, Ryan.
Ryan. I'm gonna step away from my computer for a few moments.
Okay. Who the fuck is that? Oh, hi, Colette. Welcome back.
Okay, I think we are all finally settled on this end.
Thanks for your patience. We have
Oh,
food now.
You're welcome. I think Maury stepped away for just a moment.
Okay. Was he coughing up a storm too?
I don't know if that's why he stepped away, but
Autumn, you will be proud to know that I've shared with my FC the greatness that is the Longboy
Oh
meme.
my god. What did they say?
To which they were like, "Wait, aren't you playing D&D?" I'm like, "Yes, and we are being very productive right now." The Longboy took control during intermission. What'd you guys make for dinner?
Sloppy joes and french fries.
Oh,
this sounds so fucking good. Cries.
yeah, it does.
That's why I had to stir the pot, because I was making the meat. The fries are actually like broccoli and cheddar fries, so they're not like potato fries.
I am back.
I don't know if that makes it worse.
Welcome
Is that
back.
Moody?
And
Hello.
it is.
Hello.
Welcome back!
Hi.
All right. That was the longest 10 minutes ever. Thank you all for your patience.
No,
I know
you're
it's
good. You're good.
Mostly on my end, so I appreciate that. But let's hop to it.
Thank you for waiting.
So, it's been roughly, let's say, 6 days since your battle with the Relentless. During which time, this map is the old map. Where is the new map I made? Anyway, I'll worry about that later. That's disappointing. Anyway, I had you marked to be about like right here outside of Torridel, giving you the rest of your trip basically being if this is where you were prior, when it started today. This little last distance is that yellow line, roughly about the amount of the rest of the travel time to Aspio. You arrive there about, we'll say, twilight. The sun is setting, giving you this almost explosion of colors looking at the city itself as you come into Silverant. Deep breath, James. Aspio is a city of many things. It is towering, it is spiraling, but it's also one that seems to be vibrating energy and colors. As you come closer to it, you can see old towers and buildings spanning for ages along the horizon. There's even occasional floating buildings hovering above different portions of the town. The port itself, you can call it that. It's nothing like it's a lot. It's actually, let's say it's unlike the ones you've seen in other places where it's not really bustling. It just has a simple kind of like little dock, mainly appearing for transport. It doesn't seem like any kind of goods come and go from this place. There's no cargo ships. When you start to come into port, for those who would be up on the deck looking at the city coming into it, you would find Rita kind of like staring quietly out at this site.
Welcome home.
Is it a good stare or a very I'm horrified stare?
Mix of both. You get the look on her that it's been a while, a long while. I think it was you, Maury, who would have talked to her first. This would be the first time I've returned home in 6 years. Having since, no, 7, actually. I wasn't even able to come back here after we left Barovia, having, well, been, she brings up her fingers to do a quote-unquote killed and being stuffed in that jar for a year.
Well, it must be rough being gone so long.
It is. It is. A lot of memories here. A lot of good, bad, fun memories. I grew up here.
Does
It's
it look how you remember?
No, actually, no, not at all. It appears a few of the schools, the colleges, rather, must have gotten some grants because I've noticed there's a few more taller buildings throughout the city.
So it's expanding.
Oh yes, it is. It always is. Almost every dimension you can think of. It's almost all of the colleges of magic are taught here.
All of them?
Yes, abjuration, conjuration, divination, evocation, illusion, transmutation, and even enchantment. Unfortunately,
What's unfortunate about enchantment?
that it's a useless form of magic that I don't think anyone in the right mind should actually bother to learn.
What
She
does
She
it
said with
do?
a sneer.
Rector just like pets Lord Jacob and just shakes his head sadly.
What does enchantment do exactly?
Aren't your gloves
Everything.
enchanted, by the way?
What's that?
Aren't your
Oh.
gloves enchanted?
Wait, was it Rector loves enchantment? You said?
No,
Aren't your gloves enchanted?
No. They're not. In fact, it it's what I use to focus my magic, but it uses evocation the style to get things done, as it should be. Yeah, enchantment is what is what is. She gets kind of like bites her lip a little bit. Evocation is what enchantment wishes it was.
Oh, that doesn't mean a lot to me, unfortunately. I'm not as familiar with the different kinds of magic and what they do. I just
Actually, apologies. I got my notes mixed up. Of course I did, because that's okay. Illusion. She meant illusion. She should be saying,
Oh.
complaining about illusion this entire time.
Gotcha.
illusion. So enchantment is minor illusion?
No, enchantment and illusion are two separate colleges.
Yeah.
Well, then
She-
they're not
she
the
hates
same,
illusion.
are they?
She hates illusions, not enchantments. Is
Yeah.
what Flint was saying.
yeah. Just forget that enchantment was spoken this entire conversation.
Oh,
She meant
illusion is
Yeah.
what enchantment wishes it.
Yes.
No.
I mean, illusion. I mean, evocation is what illusion wishes it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Just forget the word
I-
enchantment right now. We did not mean to say enchantment.
I mean, I doesn't sound doesn't sound right. But aren't they totally different things?
They are.
They are.
If you need something to look like something else, that's
Then
very
just-
different from needing something to explode.
Then just make it what it is. Ooh, look at me! I'm gonna go and make water look like fire. Ooh, we can just cast fire.
Shade's
What
gonna
if
lead towards Melchior. Didn't Captain Rachel do some stuff in illusions?
I think that's all she did. Really.
But what if you can't have real fire? What if it'll be dangerous? What if
Then
you
you
could
should be
burn something?
playing with fire.
Well, you're not. You're playing with something that looks like fire.
I think there could be a use for making something appear more dangerous than it is. Like, I wouldn't want to summon a demon into the room that I'm in to scare somebody, but I wouldn't mind having an illusion of a demon in the room to scare somebody. You know what I mean?
Yes, if you want to be lazy. Yes. You can't just beat the real thing.
Rita, please don't summon a fucking demon.
I would rather you not summon a demon.
Rita,
No, no.
please summon a demon.
No, I mean,
Victor, please don't encourage this.
I
To be
have
fair-
petitions.
to be fair, the demon summoning comes from conjuration, a very respectful form of magic, unlike illusion.
Is it because your sister practices illusion?
She just sighs and kind of rubs her head. No. There's been an ongoing feud between. Hi, Katie. Going between evocation and illusion for as far back as the school has been
But
in place.
if illusion is really so inferior, then surely it wouldn't hurt to just let them play with illusion and for you to do your own thing.
True, true. However, they make use of very high important funding of the colleges from Aspio. We all have to share the funds, so to have it being sunk into this whole illusion study. Let's think about much more.
I'm sure that illusion will save your life one day, and maybe your tune will change.
That sounds like you're trying to foreshadow something that will never happen.
My uncle isn't like this, is he?
She smiles and just like gives you an annoying look.
Oh boy.
What magic does your uncle practice?
Evocation. The
Oh,
most
the same
popular
as
of all the arts.
the same as you then.
They were in the same school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, this sounds like it's starting off to be a fantastic little adventure.
well, which one do I have to go to learn about wild magic? Which one of these is the wild magic school?
Wild magic, well, your best bet would be to go to administration because wild magic kind of dabbles into all the forms. So it's kind of a matter of finding out which their magic tends to, how do you say, lean towards more. Hearing what I understand from Sabine, I would assume transmutation would be the most likely candidate in the long run.
Autumn looks at Sabine in her carrier.
They're gonna have a
Autumn.
field day with her.
Autumn looks at Rita, nods, and then says, "Which way is administration?"
That would be the center of town.
Ah,
But before we first get there, we have to, well, sign in, at least you all as guests. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. The Lindbeck name does hold some sway in the city.
I see. And then she looks at everyone else. I suppose we should carry on then?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yes, and
Yep.
do a part to keep a wide berth from illusion.
Oh boy.
Autumn just is like, drugs.
I need a perception roll from y'all real quick. So you just to see if who picks up Rita mumbling underneath her breath. Yeah. Okay, all of you.
Rita's not very inconspicuous. Host.
No, she is not.
I have a feeling that a lot of people here are gonna remind me of my elders, and that's giving me a bad vibe.
As you kind of start to say a little bit more, you all over here, Rita grumbling to herself, wish they had just had the common sense to replace illusion with necromancy. At least there we can learn something a bit worthwhile.
Autumn
from us.
literally almost slaps Rita. Like, that sounds like a terrible idea, she says, probably too loud.
Very closely related schools.
Necromantic magic isn't inherently evil. Like, just on its
You
own.
just don't.
Exactly. We have an exchange program with the college over in Chaizuri.
You have to be. Life and death are important things, and you mustn't trifle with them unnecessarily. You must respect them.
Which is what the study of necromancy is all for.
Thank you, Shin. Hope you enjoy the
They're
show.
often employed as, well, those who give funeral rites, to help see spirits off to their proper places.
And healers.
True.
I have some access to some necrotic spells. As a life domain cleric. Surprise, surprise.
But what about that ship we were attacked by, full of necromancy?
That
Well-
was necrotic damage. That was necrotic. That's similar, but I mean,
Well, what necromancer did that then?
Well,
Was that good?
so-
Would you argue that is good?
So here's the thing, Autumn, and this is something that my elders hammered into my head, and thus I will hammer into yours. There are good spells, there are bad spells, but there are also.
And then there's illusion.
Rita,
We get it, Rita. We understand.
Rita,
You
sit
don't
down.
like the
can't believe I have to tell whatever. So there are good types of spells, there are bad types of spells, but honestly those don't really matter. What matters is the person casting the spell.
It's like any tool. It's like a sword.
If
No,
I were to cast Fireball, for example, is Fireball a bad spell? Don't answer that. But
Autumn opened her mouth but then closed it quickly.
don't answer that. Okay, bad example. If Sabine casted Fireball, is Fireball a bad spell? No, because Sabine's not a bad person. She's a baby, a good baby. However,
No. It is not that if she were to do it for a bad reason, to do bad things, that would not be
exactly. It all
Yeah.
it all depends on the reasons for it.
So then illusion can also be good, and she looks at
Yes, she looks
Rita.
at Rita.
Rita just glares. That is an opinion you are all having.
I can't believe you're gonna have me of all people sitting here disagreeing with you about magic. We're dropping this conversation.
Rector silently prays to Sky to give him an illusion spell just to tease Rita with occasionally.
Autumn sighs and says, "Listen, I am not a complete stranger to magic. I am just not very gifted in it compared to those I have grew up with. But the way that we used magic, it was very connected to the earth, and it was very sacred. You do not use magic merely for one's own end. It is for the good of all peoples and the good of the earth and of all of the mana. So,
Well, that seems like a waste. You definitely should use it for yourself once in a while.
but you must be careful. It is not. It is part of the balance of mana and the balance of the energy of the world, and you must not take more than you need. That is the philosophy we had, but she seems a little quiet. I suppose our ways are no longer since my
mean,
people are no
balance.
longer.
Balance is the source of all magic, to be honest. My elders were very adamant about balance and as well.
See, you understand. So magic is not about that. I suppose my tribe would have not looked very favorably on necromancy because by practicing it, one was meddling with the balance of life and death.
I mean,
Well,
my elders were, again, the same, but like,
I suppose if you were
What-
guiding souls to the afterlife, yes, but bringing back a skeleton from the ground is abhorrent.
well, it's just complicated, and to be honest, you can't stop everyone in the world from using necromancy, especially if they're using necromancy to help others. So I figure, so long as they're using it for good, fine. Let them do what they want. Not my
Yes,
religion.
I certainly hope that those who practice necromancy here are responsible with it and not frivolous in their uses. She looks at Rita.
she is like tight-lipped. I mean, this is a side of her you've never seen before. She is highly annoyed, but holding her tongue because she is with friends.
Oh, well.
Hey, Autumn.
Yes.
Did you know that Revivify is a necromantic spell?
I did not.
Did you know that blight is a necromantic spell, the one that I used in Barovia to take care of all those trees?
I did not. I'm not very familiar with what spells are what. Prior to the age of 12, I did not know how to read.
I'm
She-
looking through
No,
all my
it's-
I'm looking through all my spells and I'm like, oh man, I know a lot more necromancy
She-
spells than I thought.
She looks a little embarrassed.
No, it's okay. I wasn't trying to like make a point or anything. I'm just saying necromancy can be beneficial.
Again, most of the magic that we used was in a purely, I suppose you would call it druid magic. I don't know if there's a druid school here, so I don't know what the words are for it.
Druidic was not exactly taught at this school. This one at least this college city metropolis is more so meant for, well, educating wizards, honing sorcerers, and, well, advising the occasional warlock who made the unfortunate pact with the wrong patron.
See. Well, I probably won't be very useful or interesting for your schools, but perhaps Sabine might
Contrary,
promise.
on the contrary, we get often a lot of guest speakers from around the world. But that's well, we can always go and maybe have a conversation with a few people to find out. At this point, you're within pretty decent sight of the actual port itself. You can see that, save for like the very large dock, which seems to have like various kind of like shuttle boats along its side that seem to be coming and going to other ports along the city's ocean line.
Mm-hmm.
That the main one has this rather large gate and what looks like to be kind of like a customs house out front. A few boats that seem to be out of the style that appear to kind of match the rest of the Aspio ones, which tend to look more like unmanned. How should I say? Unmanned, roofed little kind of like ferry boats. So they're not exactly meant for style or defense. They're more so meant to transport as many people as they can up and down the waterline. And you do see a few of them seem to be able to kind of fit into the riverways that lead into the city itself. These overall, they're probably about the size of a longboat, which would be like the actual boats you have on. Make a picture real quick on the Luxaturna on the main deck. It's about big with those. I'll wait for it to load in for you all.
I see a pixelated ship.
Yeah, I see it's pixelated for me too. But once it does load in, it'll be that thing right there. Yeah.
The what thing? One more time?
The thing that everyone else is kind of clicking on.
Little boats.
There it
Oh,
is.
there
It's loading in. Okay, finally, it's loading in. I see all the clicking. Thank you.
Our internet is trying its best to keep up.
It seems like Roll20 lags a little bit, so...
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to bigger maps like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. But as you kind of get to this port and see like the kind of large door leading into like you can assume is like one of the main streets of the city beyond, you're starting to see various wizards and city folk kind of go about their way. All of them seem to have various forms of different kinds of robes, but all of them tend to have a strong color component to them. There's a variety of those in red robes. You see a few with the same purple of Rita's zone over her shoulders right now. A few blacks, few whites. All of them seem to kind of like congregating together for the most part, with those meaning the people at the actual port itself bearing blue.
Autumn gestures to the ones in the red robes. What school is that one? The red one?
The red ones? That would be transmutation.
And that one, and she points at the white ones. She's just asking what each school is. She's asking way too many questions.
Yeah. Red is
Hi, ma'am.
transmutation. The ones in orange. By the way, I've had some of these photos for the last 3 years, and though I don't really need to, I'm gonna post them either way.
Heck yeah.
Orange is abjuration, the kind of magic of defense and protection. Those in green are conjuration, which kind of speaks for itself, with being able to conjure things. A lot of your magic, Autumn, appears to be in their realm. They also, yes, looking at Rector, are able to bring about demons and the sort if they so wish. Those over there in divination, the ones that look like they've been up way too late, are the ones in black. I realized I said the school before I actually said the color. But the ones in black are divination. Shoop. The ones over there in white, typically with the fantastical glowing armaments, are enchantment.
And the yellow ones?
There are no yellows.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought you said yellow. What about the School of Illusion? What color do they wear?
The blue. And for some reason, they're in charge of manning the gates today. And look,
Well,
and of course,
can
they
you
have
act,
some extra flair to them.
Can you act like a good little Rita, so we can get through the gate, safe and sound, no issues. No turning your
will-
nose up at the illusionists.
Perhaps for just a few minutes, bygones can be bygones?
I'll do my best. I mean, besides, it's not like all of them are. She looks at the people as you get now close enough to see some of their faces, and you swear you see flames in her eyes.
Come on, Rita, please.
Just let it happen.
Should I talk to them instead?
No. Autumn? She goes and just brushes herself off. Waves a hand to prestidigitation of, clothes, make it nice, almost pristine. It fixes up a few of the ripped parts of her robe. Only I could handle the devil waiting for us at that dock.
Okay, cool.
Perhaps-
Well, if
perhaps-
you ruin my chance of getting to meet the one family member that I have not gotten to meet, I'm going to have a problem. So let that be your motivation. I want to meet my fucking uncle, Rita.
Please, she kind of lifts the bean up a little bit to Rita. Please, my daughter, I need to help her. Please don't do anything reckless.
I like to imagine that fucking Autumn and Shade both are just like towering over Rita right now, fire in their own fucking eyes. Like, you better not fuck this up.
Roll intimidation, you two.
Could I roll persuasion instead?
Yeah, Autumn wasn't really intimidating. She was begging, pleading.
That's fair, I'll allow that. Rita, the flames go down briefly in her eyes. He looks over towards you, Captain. Melchior, I'm going to need your tact, if you would be so kind.
Autumn's eyes sparkle a little bit.
Sure. What do you need?
She adds a little 2. Yep, that's the +2 to that. So due to otherworldly glamour.
Just,
How can I help?
I need you to speak to... And she just points to this one wizard that seems to be waiting for you, expectedly at one the last open spots for at least the fit the size of your ship at the dock. to that. And that's all she says. It's kind of like that's how she emphasizes like that, as she points to a illusion wizard, a woman roughly about the same age as Rita, with awfully decent sized armaments on her shoulders, glasses that do make her eyes seem a bit bigger than they are, but it doesn't offset the fact that she looks like she could handle herself in a fight, considering that she happens to be walking around with one hell of a giant sword. Or she seems to be kind of waving you towards the docks.
I will approach. Hello there.
Hello there. Are you the captain of this ship?
That is correct.
Alright, I don't see here in the ledger any notifications or scheduled arrivals from what's the name of your vessel here?
This would be the Lux Eterna.
The Lux Eterna. We've heard some tales of you from out here. Let's see. I see you've had associations with some disreputable folks in the past. Just to ensure, you don't happen to have any vampires, undead, werewolves, mummies. Just a bit closer. Huh. Ravenous. Really? You fought God, the name escaped me. Scheisse. I just pulled a Joey from Friends, like just wide eyes, like crap. Sahagins, that's the word. I forgot Sahagins. I wanted to say Sycoons, but that's the Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Yes, we did fight those. I can confirm that we have nothing that you listed on board.
Alright, and what about a trouble-making, good-for-nothing, spoiled brats? At that, Rita just starts like stopping towards the rail.
Those we do have a
Autumn's
few
gonna
of.
try to hold her back with one arm.
Those we do have a few of, but I assure you they are, no danger.
Autumn, make a dex saving throw.
Oh god.
Okay. You do grab onto Rita as she pulls a thunder step. You hear this loud explosion as she's kind of like pops next to Melchior. Like,
Oh, did she come along for this?
yeah, like Autumn, she probably.
Oh my god! And is Sabine also along for this? She's holding Sabine too.
Like she doesn't like come from like the boat down to the dock, but she is just basically like right next to Melchior, kind of like, listen here. How do you know that the Lindbeck name has been?
Rita, please. Autumn
I
looks slightly singed.
I look over to Rita. Rita, I'm handling this, as you asked.
She just steps back. The woman down below just smiles up. I see what you mean there, Captain.
I would appreciate it if you didn't antagonize my crew and friends, please.
Apologies. It's Rita and I go way back. Isn't that right, bestie? Rita is turning redder than an apple, Autumn in shade.
Oh.
Autumn's like, and she's going to cast on Rita at level 3, Charm Person.
Charm person. Oh god.
What's the DC?
DC is 15.
Okay.
Actually, I only need to do it level. Need to target multiple people. Cast at level 1. I forgot that that's the only thing that happens.
What was the saving throw? Was it charisma or wisdom?
Oh, sorry. The saving throw is for wisdom. It's a 15. Wisdom 15.
She fails.
Autumn, in her most motherly voice, is going to just gently pull at Rita's arm so they're looking at each other and says, "Now, Rita, I need you to just behave yourself for a little longer and just be kind and courteous to your old friends. It's been a while. Let bygones be bygones. Everything will be fine."
LOL, she's gonna be pissed.
Oh my
She's not
god.
gonna be happy about this.
You see with her eye vessels kind of like pop as one turns like red, but she smiles at you like, "Certainly, Autumn. I'm sorry, Captain. Please continue, and do give my regards to Joanne down there. It's been so long since I've seen my old friend."
She's gonna be pissed.
Are there any other questions, Joanne?
She goes and kind of like pulls out her sword, just kind of like waving it along your ship as she's just like examining it. Not presently. All I need to know is what you intend to do here in our fine city.
Well, we're mostly here on personal business. We have some members here looking to meet their families. So, Rita obviously is from here, and our friend Autumn here is trying to get information for her daughter Sabine, who is a wild magic sorcerer. So
Autumn comes forward and kind of like holding up Sabine says, "My daughter has been exhibiting tendencies of wild magic, and although magic does run in my family, I've never quite seen anything like this, and quite frankly, I'm not sure where to start." So Rita very kindly suggested that all the experts are here at Aspio, and they would know best how to help a wild magic user. Sabine's probably just in the air. Autumn's holding her up.
Yeah. My, it's incredible that Rita's managed to actually find such agreeable companions, at least ones that are as well known as you.
Oh,
Well-
Rita, she's very, very nice and helpful and indispensable, and we really couldn't have managed without her. I think that she's quite earned our companionship.
I suppose that explosive hothead is good for something sooner or later. You know, burning up a bit of rubbish here and there.
I
Yeah.
believe I asked you not to insult my crew.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Yeah, I mean, we took steps to get Rita to stop being antagonistic to you. We'd appreciate if you could show the same kindness.
Yes.
I may not
We are
know
very
your-
amiable until we have reason not to be. So
I understand that you may have some history. I'm hearing that evocation and illusion wizards do not get along, but she is still our friend, and I have no ill will towards you, so I would appreciate it if perhaps we could let bygones be bygones today, and perhaps see the best in each other.
Joanne does, you know, sigh a little bit at that, but not like in a condescending way. It's just like, apologies. We're old rivals, she and I, well, it's hard to not get caught up in the old ways. She hasn't, you know, never forgiven me the one time I beat her in our school scores, but that's besides the point.
It is besides the point. Continue, please.
You are free to enter the city. You can dock your ship over into port. Kind of raise your hand as a bunch of little butterflies kind of float out to a section of the water over in I will say sector I will say 25.
thank
If you
you.
anchor
Are there any rules that we should be aware of in Aspio? Things to avoid doing?
Well, we would obviously suggest to not burn anything down or bring about any apocalyptic things to our fair city. Not that I imagine that follows you around too much, but
at all.
other than that, I would say if you have any other members on there that are rambunctious, loud, or impulsive, we'll say. That's the word. I like that. Impulsive. To just keep them under wraps.
Autumn
Good to know.
starts a little bit thinking about Firefly right now.
You hear
I'm thinking
TikTok
about-
laughing from the text below.
I'm thinking
A
about
look
the
of
entire
dread
crew.
passes over
was
her
that,
face
Moody?
for a moment.
I said I'm thinking about the entire crew at this point.
I'm gonna behave.
I hope so.
Nice. When I did make my initial scan on her, I did notice you appear to have what I think is an item that I think was part of our archives collection. She looks at her book and it opens up again a cloak, as it were. Do you know anything about that?
Do you know what the cloak is called?
It'd be the cloak of Hartnell. Rita kind of like, pulls on your sleeve. That's Mary's cloak that she's wearing.
I
gives
know
you a
that, Rita,
thumbs up.
Thank you.
Just trying to be helpful.
Autumn looks at Rita and just mouths the words, "I'm so sorry."
I'm assuming Joanne heard this.
She did not.
Okay. No, I can't say I'm familiar with that. Perhaps your scanner is. You said it's in your archives.
Our records show yes, so the fact that maybe two of them might just be. Gotta roll on this one. Might not be a good sign. With your permission, I would like to survey your ship just to make sure there's nothing unwanted surprises in there. It's not no offense against you all. It's just the fact that the city is renowned for some very secretive knowledge and artifacts. I would hate the wrong things to mix.
I mean, I can give you a tour if you like, but there's not really much. It's kind of just a standard ship.
Well, excellent then. She kind of sees her sword and it's like, we'll bring a gangplank and I'll get right on with this tour then.
Autumn looks nervous.
Hmm.
Just gonna find my sister.
Rita kind of like pulls on your sleeves once more. Captain, Captain.
Yes.
You should tell Joanne that with me being a Lindbeck, that you can evoke Charter 15, in that any member of a founding family of Aspio has the right to a head inspection.
A head inspection, like
Over her head, yes. Basically, one of her lead investigators or lead superiors would have to come and make the investigation themselves instead, and you may be able to go and choose someone a bit more agreeable to us.
okay.
With the feud and all between me and her.
Sure. I'll do that. Hey, Joanne, can we invoke Charter 15 due to you and Rita's history? I would like. No offense to you, I would just prefer an impartial search.
Make a persuasion with advantage.
27.
Not bad. I just wanted to see if you got a nat 20 out of that. I knew your persuasion skills are up there.
No offense, but like we've had people plant stuff on us before. We'd rather it not happen again.
We've been traveling for a very long time and we're pretty tired.
I understand. When you're right, you're right. So even with a company present, that yes,
Choose your next words wisely.
She goes and sheathes her sword. In that case, you are welcome to stay at the port tavern for a moment while we go and fetch someone for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she makes her way off to looks like to be like kind of like a little head station next to like the main custom house.
Hell.
Hey Shade, can you go hide Mary somehow?
I
At
could.
at the very least, hide her cloak.
Yeah, I was about to say I could hide the cloak. I can't hide a person.
I mean, I hand you my bag of holding. You
Yeah,
can probably just put it in here,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She's gonna
and then
go
just
do
bring it
that.
back to me.
Yeah, gonna
Thank you, Shade.
gonna go
Sure.
visit Mary and take off that cloak and put it in the bag of holding.
Dude, this is a nightmare. I'm so nervous, and there's so many steps and inspecting, and oh my goodness, they're going to find my sister, and they're going to find out she's a dragon, and then it's going to eat one of them, and we're going to get kicked out, and then Sabine will never be able to get the help that she needs.
I assume that I'm able to put the cloak in the bag of holding very relatively easily. Like I don't need to roll anything.
Oh yeah, you are. However, it's gonna be a nat d20 roll as you touch the cloak.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
13.
Okay, nothing happens.
Yeet.
Oh, thank God.
She puts it in there. What all is in this bag of holding, Maury?
Everything
Is
that we
there-
have.
Is there anything like magical in here aside from the cloak?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. In that case.
I don't know, would they be able to sense it inside the bag?
Just like I'm like thinking of that like just in case. I'm like looking to see if there's anything I have that can like we could like if they hear it like if they feel it from the bag, we can like pull something out and be like, "Oh, it was just this. Don't worry about it."
I don't think they'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
They can tell it's probably a bag of holding.
Yeah.
But-
Well, like just in case, I have Severance Crystal. I'm gonna put it in there as well, and
Hey.
then bring it back.
Hey, Autumn.
Yes. She looks like she's a little high-strung and nervous.
Everything's gonna be okay, Autumn.
Uh,
No, it is.
Rita's
You-
going to hate me. Rita.
Oh, yes,
No.
absolutely she is.
Oh my God, no.
So, you're right, I was misspoken. Almost everything is going to be okay. And that will eventually be okay, too.
You're
I've
so,
never had.
you're
I've
so
never had to
good
do
at
that before. I'm
this.
so nervous. No, I've never had to do that before. I'm so nervous. I can't believe it even worked.
I'm surprised that you did, considering how you were so mad at me for what I did to the guy who tried to kill us.
She can still say what she wants as long as it's polite.
Oh, yes, I'm sure she's loving every moment of this.
I most certainly am not. She gives you a thumbs up and a big smile.
Autumn looks like she's close to tears.
Morale is high with the crew, Shade says as she hands the bag of holding back to Melchior. I put Severance Crystal in there, by the way, just in case. We could use that as like a scapegoat.
So, Autumn, release her.
Autumn meekly nods, and I guess she ends the spell.
Rita immediately kind of slumps a little bit and looks up at you with this look of just like, I will have words later. Captain, do you have any piece of parchment on hand?
I hand one over.
She takes it. She says, "Thank you." Well, not breaking eye contact from Autumn, just like how best to describe this. You know that scene from El Dorado when they're having like the aggressive bard in the background, just like not bringing eye contact while like aggressively playing?
Autumn literally like starts crying, and then she says to Rita, "You couldn't put aside your puppy squabbles for 5 minutes."
She just like gives you a kind of look back, and she kind of writes into the page or the paper, takes it, summons Parsley, gives the note to the bird, and just like points to the city, just like words. I don't blame you. I just have words.
Well, why don't you just say them already? Get it over with.
I'm just glad that people aren't mad at me for once.
I'll find something.
Oh, I'm
Don't
sure
you
you
worry.
will. I'm sure you will. So, who are we waiting for? Who's gonna be coming?
Some
The,
member.
Mm-hmm. She just looks at you briefly and just somehow manages with her bloody red eye give you a wink. And like actually I have a little bit of comfort behind it. It doesn't take long when you do see the Parsley kind of like go out to the city and come back, empty-handed. As you kind of hear like a distant kind of noise, followed by another louder noise as the unmistakable sounds of a teleportation spell occurring in the city.
Oh. In the city or our teleportation circle?
In the city, like it's something getting closer to the actual gate itself.
And no one knows ours exists.
Nope.
Except us.
Okay, cool. Because I was about to have some questions.
I don't even think there's like inherent magic in it. It's literally just once you build it, it is used as the symbols are used as an anchor. There's only magic when you actually cast towards it.
Magic is so confusing.
I roll on this. Okay. Rita comes over towards you, Autumn. Takes a bit of a sigh. That was a good use of a charm spell. You had good form. If anything, I'm more upset that I fell to it more than anything else. And more frankly, I thank you for at least keeping me with some form of decorum. Joanne Thomas knows how to, how does one say, pull my strings.
Didn't want to take your free will away. I just didn't want us to get kicked out of this city. And you were out of control, and I was scared.
I understand. Don't worry. Your spell
Sorry.
did allow me enough of a clear mind to call in a decent form of backup. At least someone who would be, unbeknownst to my rival, a bit more agreeable with us. At this, you hear the gates kind of open as a lanky figure starts kind of walking through, a bit tired looking on their face. They seem to be a mixture of confused, a bit elated, kind of like confused, amused, but also very, very, very tired to have to be the one to come out this far to check on anything at this time of day. If anything, it looked like they were about getting ready to go and take a nap. As they get closer to the ship, they, say a few things, with Joanne, and do kind of like look at the ship, be confused back, and see Rita up top, and kind of like, oh, kind of like give a knowing wave, still a bit perplexed, shrugs, and makes her way to the ship, and I would say actually, Moody, you would probably, with how things are, would probably see them first at the uh, foot of the deck itself. As the wizard looks up towards you in their purple robes, just, are you Captain Melchior?
That is correct.
Good evening. My name's Elliot. I've been asked to come inspect your ship, I presume.
That is also correct.
All right. Elliot, a wizard that's a bespeckled wizard with longer hair, kind of up back in a braid. Kind of comes to the ship just with a pair of green eyes. I'm gonna go with this art as I think it's only because it's the best kind of look I could imagine on this guy right now. She kind of like just looks at the entire ship itself.
His eyes are blue.
God, that's such old art.
It is. I know. It's the best I have on hand right now. So yeah.
Hold on, I'll
Anyway.
get you a new one.
Okay.
'Cause
I'll
that-
switch it out once to get it.
Yeah, that's his 26-year-old art. He was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's
continue.
He's an old man now, old and confused.
Continue.
Evening, Rita. I did not expect to see you like this in this predicament, and is her eye bleeding?
Autumn covers the eye just with her hand. What eye? No eyes are bleeding.
I fell. I walked into something. I sneezed really hard. Right. I was told was that there was a questionable disturbance on your ship. Did I understand that correctly?
Something about an artifact that's in your archives, but is still in your archives. I don't know.
Right. The Cloak of Hartnell. Looks over because I was open his book and just reads it over.
Does Shade see him?
I don't know. Roll a perception.
Perception. 23.
Oh, you see him from wherever you are. Whether you allow him to see you is up to you.
Oh. Shade, she was kind of like hanging around on the deck, and she sees Elliot, and then immediately just kind of like has like a moment of panic as she like ducks behind a barrel, like, oh god.
Have they met before? Actually, I should have asked that ahead of time.
I don't believe so. She has never
Oh.
she has never seen him aside from like the spirit in
That's
the final
true.
battle.
That's fair. Okay, so that's as far as you would know. Got it.
Yeah, she was able to draw a picture, and that's how she knew that he was in Aspio from Rita. But like, aside from that, never met. Yeah, Riker and Elliot
Okay.
had left before she was even born.
Okay. Well, let's head below deck and take a look around. Shall we?
Yep, right this way. I lead the way.
Okay.
If Rector's gonna stay on deck, Shade's gonna, as soon as they go downstairs, Shade's gonna grab Rector and pull him over. Rector, that's
Oh.
him!
Yes, the similarities are quite apparent.
What do I do?
Well, you Introduce yourself is what you do. It's your family. Maybe wait for them to come back up, though. Let them do the official business thing, and then hit him with the, "Hi, I'm your long-lost niece that you may or may not have even known existed."
Kid, you understand why that's not the greatest of ideas? What if he doesn't believe me?
Oh, he'll believe you.
How do you know?
I just have a feeling you as a person will make it very believable.
She peeks from around the barrels.
Why are you nervous?
Why am I I've never fucking met him before!
Well, you're about to.
I didn't even know I had an uncle until a couple of days ago!
And he may not know he even has a niece. So you gotta start somewhere. Listen, kid. Don't be like me. Don't start lying, because it's gonna make you feel better in the moment. When he comes back up, be here to see him and let him see you.
Is it too late to leave?
No, actually, yes it is. You have to do this.
Oh.
There is no way you can convince me to plane shift you out of here.
Not even, like, I'm in charge of the gold. I could pay for it.
Alright, how about this? Yes, I will plane shift you out of here for a large amount of gold, and I get to pick where you go.
I don't fucking trust you. Fuck that.
Why? You don't want to go see your old friend?
Do you know how to swim, Rector? Because I'm gonna throw you off of this fucking ship.
Oh, I'm sure he would love to see you. He's just...
Shut up!
He's just a cat.
Shut up! Shut up! Fine! I'm gonna go see him! She stands up. After the tour's over, she sits back down. And she'll be working herself through this as the tour continues.
Rector will place Lord Jacob on her head, who will quickly make like a little roost in her hair.
I will say that Millie, who's not been on deck for some of this, notices you're just, you know, you being distraught, and has come over just like, what did you do to her, old man? Only you can get her riled up like that. What did you do?
Oh, nothing. Her uncle's on the ship.
Oh, her uncle's on the ship. Her uncle's on the ship?
Yeah.
Help!
He just went downstairs.
She looks at you, Shade. We're meeting your family today?
Oh, she didn't tell you?
No, she didn't.
Wow, this is an important thing for her.
You guys have gotten something.
Shade, I can't believe you. This is a very big step in the relationship.
This is like kind of need to know information.
I didn't know
Right
we were
there.
meeting him today! I didn't think he was gonna come to the fucking ship!
Rita just kind of shots down below. Sorry.
I wonder if he heard any of that.
You don't know.
Oh.
I did mention that there'd be something he would want to see on this ship. I didn't tell him exactly what they may see.
Shade's gonna pull her scarf over her head. She's gonna go through breathing exercises. You guys can continue the tour if you want.
Autumn finally rejoins them, having followed Rita and Melky around for part of the tour, and sees Shade, and then says, "She all right? Is everything all right? What?
Can we please stop fucking
ventilating.
at me? I'm not alright!
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you in danger? Are you hurt? Can I help you?
No, why don't you charm her again? Charm her this time and calm her down.
Okay, well, first of all,
Would that help?
I'm a
I
half
think that
elf.
would help.
You can't easily charm me. First of all, I'm a half elf.
More importantly, do you have any kind of like shampoo or soap? I have like this stain on my shirt. I like to get off. Autumn, Millie's kind of gestures to like this like large thing of like I don't know. We'll say Tabasco sauce on her sleeve.
Oh, well, actually, she looks at Rector. Rector, do you know prestidigitation?
Absolutely.
That could
Not.
do it. Oh.
Hell.
Well, I can wash it downstairs for you.
No, I gotta be. I can find something in my room and just
Do you
scampers
need
off.
to borrow one of my dresses? You're meeting what's going on? Are you need to borrow a shirt or?
Ask Shade.
Shade, do you want me to? I can try to charm you. I know maybe I won't be able to do it, but I can try if that will help you.
I will not allow you to charm me.
That's fine.
She pulls Autumn into the group of people that is steadily fucking growing behind this fucking barrel. That's my fucking uncle.
Oh, that man investigating the ship?
Yes.
Well then, you must say hello.
I'm working on it.
Oh,
We
I
all
see.
know what he looks like, right? Because
Yes.
Kate showed us a drawing of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Autumn, can you believe that she didn't tell Millie that they were gonna meet her family today?
Well, I didn't fully expect to meet him either.
Millie should know.
Well, I mean, I know we were looking for him, but I did not expect him to be the investigator of the ship. She looks at Millie. Millie, we were going to try to find Shade's uncle, but it seems that he has found us first. Then she looks at Rector and gives him a dark look. Do you like guilting people? Is that just something you enjoy doing?
I am enjoying every moment of this.
I see that. Do you not feel at all shame over trying to make people feel bad about themselves?
Absolutely not.
Are you even look? If Shade is she gestures at Shade. She looks quite distressed. Are you actually helping her right now to be undistressed?
I'm gonna be real. Nobody's helping me right now.
It's Autumn scolding Rector like a mom rather than actually helping.
Shade needs to help herself, and this is gonna be fine.
After the tour concludes, I'm gonna offer to introduce him to this crew.
Okay. Actually, no. Let's go take a quick meanwhile to see how that tour is going. So presently, most of you are up like on the forecastle up here, right above like Rita's little offices, while Melchior and Rita with Elliot are down in the upper lower decks.
So as you can see, these are the upper, lower decks.
Are those poker tables?
Yes.
Fun.
It takes it kind of takes the edge off when we're at sea for a long time.
I assume so. I've heard all kinds of things about the Eterno as of late. Like, did you really go and like fight Tiamat? Like the queen of like chromatic dragons.
Yes, we did. Along with her Rakshasa minion and like a bunch of other dragons. It was a lot.
I can only imagine. I've frankly only seen a few wormlings in my time.
Oh, if only we were so lucky.
And sorry, I guess I've heard so many small tales and details through the vine, as it were, the grapevine. But you're also, I hear, like helped bring back the Wizards of Vine as well. Like, how did that was in another plane of existence?
Well, we were stuck there for a while, as Rita could attest. And we had to defeat the ruler of that domain in order to be set free.
you hear like a slight sigh from Strahd, just like not in annoyance, just more like, don't remind me.
But we did what we do best, and now we're here.
I hope I heard on some occasion, good occasions, I presume. So, well, let's just get this on the way. I see that this deck is mostly for recreation. Let's gonna do a quick insight check. I sense there's something. He points in the direction of Barda's like workshop in Autumn's room. I'm sensing multiple cases of like how one would say possessed weapons.
Oh, yeah, there are some sentient weapons on board. Yeah, that would be correct.
All right, all right. Chaotic good, chaotic evil, chaotic obnoxious.
Obnoxious for the most part. I can't speak for all of them. I can only speak for mine, but obnoxious is definitely the word for it.
Boy, watch your tongue. We have an accord.
I think it's just a little teasing. Come on.
Rita kind of chimes in like, apparently he has a dreadlord in his blade.
The one that we killed.
Fascinating. That would be Strahd von Zarovich, right?
One and the same, yes.
Wonderful. I takes down some notes. All right. Well, I don't see really anything here of too much note. Basic foods and what have you. What about the lower decks? Do you have anything of note down there?
The deck below this is the sleeping quarters for the majority of the general crew. Then the deck below that is our storage and our brig. There is somebody held in the brig currently, but they deserve to be there. And they will not be roaming free while we're here.
Oh, good. No, we wouldn't want that. We've had our own fair share of ne'er-do-wells here and there. I guess this would be the. He brings up a scroll or book, I should say. This would be a Severin, right? Severin.
That is correct. How do you know that?
We have quite a good number of alumni throughout the land, and a few of them have the duty of reporting back to the school.
Well, he was working with Tiamat, and that's why he is now in the brig.
Fair enough. I would prefer not to speak with him.
You and me both.
Yes. In Miss Thomas's report, I got word there's a few tabaxis, a handful of minotaur, a rather large lizard folk, handful of hobgoblins, and one dragon. Actually, no, two dragons here.
Yes.
Are they
That sounds
chromatic
about
or
accurate.
metallic?
Metallic. One of them is my sister, and one of them is Autumn's sister. So
Oh,
also no threat. Well, for the most part.
one of them is currently taking a nap. Oh,
We hit some trouble at sea not long before Baking Dock.
that explain some of the traces of necromancy I'm seeing on this report as well. Now, he stops for a second, kind of closes his book, and takes off his glasses. Realizes that even though this would, help kind of like make him look like he's being serious, but he can't see shit without him, so he kind of puts it back on real quick. All right. I've at least done everything formally I can so far right now. So, Melchior, Rita, what is the story? What is? I'm not an idiot. He pauses to find the right words. I know the item that should be in the vaults is capable of time travel. Is the version of the cloak you have here, is it from the past or future?
So I'm going to be straight with you, because
I appreciate that.
I feel like I can trust you. It is from the future. The one that is in your archive should still be there. If it's not, I have no knowledge of why it wouldn't be. But there's this whole thing relating to the Tiamat situation, and somebody on this ship had come from the future to prevent a catastrophe.
Huh. That'll explain a little bit of the, I guess you can say the fudging of numbers, I guess Joanna mentioned. She often writes things off as just magical bibble babble that gets kind of mixed up together. But I've always been under the impression there's usually more finer details in between the lines. Well, if there's anyone who could sort out the nastiness of time travel, that would be the headmaster.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why we're here. We need to try to figure out a way to right the timeline.
And save your friends. Once a hero, always a hero, I see.
It's a never-ending job.
Wouldn't expect any less. Well, though it is a bit unorthodox, I wouldn't have the position I am without help from my friends. And though I don't like to break the rules too often, I can help, at least do my part, to help out, well, the heroes I've saved Toradel a few times over. So, I guess consider this a freebie. I just ask that that you allow me to at least accompany you to the very end of this list, in case anyone does try to stop you for, legal reasons.
That would actually be much appreciated.
Yes,
it might be best for me to introduce you to the rest of the crew. I think there might be somebody you would find interesting.
Certainly.
I will lead him to where the rest of the crew is.
Rita kind of follows a bit behind Elliot, at least, wait, so you in front. So she would kind of catch up to you to kind of give you like an annoying look of like, all right, let's see how this goes.
Yep.
Where do we find you all upstairs, and how are things going? Fill us in.
Well, Shade's still behind the barrels on the upper deck. But
Okay.
she's kind of like taking a deep breath and trying to steel herself to move to get up. And I imagine that as she's moving to stand up to go down the deck, I imagine that's when they come upstairs. And then there's a moment of like, oh god, I need to get back behind the barrels. But instead she just kind of stands there frozen like a deer in the headlights.
I kind of lead them up to this level. And I will assume that they followed me. And I will introduce, this is Autumn, this is Rector, and I gesture to them. And then I kind of point past them and say, and that is Shade.
Hello, Master, Elliot, it was?
Yes.
Good to meet you. She looks at Shade.
I believe Shade might have something that they would like to say. It's okay.
It's nice to meet you. You
Hello?
you probably don't know me, but I came all this way to meet you because I think I might be your niece. Hi.
Elliot kind of looks at you, blinks confusedly a few times.
Do,
I'm sorry, what?
do you know anybody named Minerva?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, hi. I'm her daughter. Uh, and you know, the daughter of who I assume is your brother.
I think there must be some confusion. I never had a brother.
What?
I'm a single child.
Then how do you know Minerva?
Well, I traveled to Everdam for a time, and I met her during said time, and I kind of lost touch with her. It's been a long time. My memory's kind of fuzzy.
I'm sure that you can't deny that you kind of look very similar, though.
We do.
Perhaps is there a way to tell if you are related by magic?
There's a few ways, yes. He puts his hand up like, I hope I mean no offense. You do. Maybe there's like a cousin of mine with that, but I. Elliot kind of like senses the tensity.
Of course,
Whatever
it
the
can't be
case.
that easy.
When his life, life wouldn't be it'd be the same if it was easy. But if there are answers, there's they can be found, and you're certainly in the right place to figure out just that. But please pray tell, what is your name?
Alania. Alania Shalana. That's my real name. But I go by Shade nowadays.
Well, Alania, regardless of how things stand right now, it is a pleasure to, well, properly meet you. If it weren't for the fact you were in the company you all are, I would assume that you're trying to pull my leg. But as improbable as it, at least logic would say it would be, when there's no other real, no, explanations presently, the improbable, the impossible must be true. Especially when you have a time-traveling robe on board. But the answers we need, at least the questions to the answers, we need to find the questions before we find the answers, can be found while you're all still here at this dock. The cloak, where is it presently?
I currently have it in my bag.
All right. Okay. You come with me. Well, I'll personally escort you through the gate. That should ward off most of any sensors, what have you. Frankly, they probably assume it's the book I'm carrying, so that should be enough. And we'll take it from there.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, I'll give you all a moment to prepare yourselves. I can imagine that the whole crew is coming on into the city, but I'll be back in a few minutes. And he's gonna go and head off the ship for a hot second, and out into the water.
I'm sorry, Shade.
You know, I think I would have preferred it if he just fucking hated me.
Father. He doesn't remember, does he? That might be the problem.
Whatever's affected my dad's memory has affected his memory too, it seems like. Of course, it would never be simple. But at least he's alive, I guess.
He's out there somewhere. Autumn tries to side hug Shade.
She doesn't really move. She's pretty crushed.
We'll find a way to fix this.
Yeah, we just gotta get his memories back.
Get all their memories back.
Yes. But at least we have him here. We start with him.
I wonder...
And he's at least gonna be willing to go with it, I bet.
Yeah. I wonder if he knows anything about the Moonblade. I was told that the Moonblade was going to be a key to this whole situation.
Well, on the bright side, it seems as though Elliot is quite an open-minded fellow. I mean, after hearing whatever Melchior told him, and it looks like seeing the cloak, he didn't outright ask for us to be arrested or not believe us.
He's certainly on our side for now. I told him the truth. I didn't need to lie or hide anything from him.
Yeah. It's probably a good call. I'm gonna go to my room for a few minutes and get some stuff ready. And she will go.
Watch her head over to direction of her cabin, leaving the three of you to yourselves. Rita's gonna excuse herself as well. I get my own things ready as well. Giving you three a moment.
That was rough.
Yeah, that didn't go.
Autumn crosses, like, she crosses her arms and kind of rocks Sabine a little bit worriedly, and she says, I suppose the Phantom has something to do with this.
Oh, most definitely. Dealings with the Fae are never easy, so...
I don't know how we can fix this if... I certainly cannot. I am forbidden from interfering.
Who's this Phantom?
He's a Fae who...
Dark Fae. I've never met him, but...
He performs mischief and makes contracts. There's always a price you pay for whatever he gives you.
He tempts people, from what I've heard.
Yes, and our old partner Lute, he gave him musical abilities that ended up killing people. And to sever his connection, Lute had to sever his arm. And he was rife to destroy Barovia, to assist in the destruction of many people. So I made a deal with him that pacts that he would enter would have to be of someone's own free will and not persuaded through violent or threatening means. And in exchange, I was never to interfere with him again. He would not hinder us, but help us to save Barovia. And he was true to his word. Autumn removes the glove on her left hand, and you see the symbol of the phantom, which I don't know if we have a picture of. And I am marked with this, and could not assist when he inevitably decided to be as Fae are, trickstery, and set up shop and make a pact with Shade.
The marking on her hand would be in the shape of that mask.
He made a pact with Shade, and it was to help give us weapons to fight Strahd.
That's how she got the Moonblade.
The Moonblade, but in return, I assume something regarding her father's name. Warned her, I said, you know what happens when you give a Fae your name. Seems it's worse than I thought. Taken the name of Shade's father, taken his whole identity, everything that he was. It's not just a word, it's an entire being. Know how to fix it. Shade does not like to hear it, so I bring it up. Puts her glove back. Make this pact that I made with the Phantom lightly, and wish I didn't have to make it.
Rector nods. Thank you. I didn't know any of this in great detail, only in as much as Fate's been willing to say.
She does not like to talk of it either. Melchior, did I miss anything important?
I can't think of anything, but I also wasn't there.
I have some ideas. Some places to start looking.
You be careful. If you ever encounter the Dark Phantom, do not be persuaded. He probably goes by another name now. Lord knows what it is.
Dark Phantom is absolutely not his real name.
No, but I imagine he's not even going by that name anymore.
I assume he's going by the name of Shade's father.
If only I knew what it was. That Shade is beginning to find out that the deal may have had more prices than she thought. I wish I could have done so.
Meanwhile, Shade, you hear a knock at your door.
Come in, I guess.
The door opens slowly. You feel kind of a cold wind as it opens to sheer darkness.
Don't like that. She's gonna put her, take her Moonblade off of the hilt and look towards the door. I said come in, I guess. I'm not coming out there.
Been a long time, Shade. As a figure bends in slowly, but carefully, gracefully walks into your room, wearing an extravagant display of garments fitting into his station. His mask is different from what you remember. It has this weird, like, tubes going to the front of it. But to no mistake, it's the Phantom standing into your room. Now, and for at least your mind's eye, his mask now appears to be that of a gas mask. I see you've... Oh, go ahead.
I might just be misremembering something. Never mind.
Shade. Shade. I have been meaning to stop in and say hello to you.
What a fucking coincidence, because I have a couple of fucking questions for you, bud. Welcome.
I'm glad to be here. He conjures up a little extravagant stool and kind of sits down. Ask away.
Okay, she's gonna point the Moonblade at the Phantom. You didn't fucking tell me when I made this fucking deal with you that my father had already made a deal with you regarding saving my life.
With me?
With one of you, Dark Fae, he's made some stupid deal and now he can't remember anything, and my uncle doesn't remember anything about him, so I need you to explain what the fuck is going on around here.
I'd be happy to, and would be more than happy to help see you and your father reunited. But I have to really, truly ask if you are ready to hear the conditions of it.
Oh, of course, conditions. Always with the fucking conditions.
Maybe it's best I give you the context before I dive into what you would need to do. Because, dear, I am actually coming here to ask for your help. I've been actually watching for you to get to this point. For you to see for yourself what has happened to your family.
I hope you've been enjoying the fucking show.
It has had its highs, lows, and, well, meandering points in the middle, but it has been entertaining, to say the least, yes. But first and foremost, I'll answer this. Yes, it was not I who made a contract with your father, nor it was not me that has caused this lapse in memory in your dear uncle. Your father is part of something else. Got caught up in something else, even outside the realms of dear Karloff. You just happened to stumble upon the bloke. For the record, your father is very much alive. Just been merely made into a game piece for a larger play.
So it seems.
So indeed. The night Karloff's men attacked the ship bearing you and your mother, he was approached by, yes, someone of my kind. Someone who felt willing to help, providing that they agreed to, one, serve as one of their disciples and promised that for as long as they lived, would never touch them. Your father promised that as long as his blood pumped into his veins, he would never bring his sword against this figure if it meant saving you and, well, your mother. And to which the entity he made agreement with did, yes. They did follow through. Granted, mostly by allowing Karloff to take your mother and sending you to where you did end up outside of Waterdeep. And cast away that sword into the abyss, where it fell on my doorstep.
Okay. So that explains how you ended up with this fucking thing.
Oh yes, most things often fall to my doorstep, and at least my time in the Shadowfell.
Yeah. I'm gonna do an insight check just to rule out that he's telling the truth.
Go for it.
22.
You get the impression he is, for currently, telling the full truth.
She'll lower her blade just a little bit. Okay, well, some of that I managed to guess. Everything aside from the fact that you were involved. So what's your point? You wouldn't be here unless you have something planned.
Oh, I have, of course, many, many plans. And now that you are seemingly at the right strength and right motivation, that blade only is only thing can free your father from his current predicament. Because when your father made that vow, he said, yes, indeed, his blood would never, his veins would go and strike down the individual. You have your father's blood, and you now have that blade. Had quite a while, know how to use it well. I've been watching. Very impressive.
So what? I hunt down this dark fae and kill it myself?
Indeed.
Did you not think that that was already the plan, maybe?
Oh,
Granted,
yes, certainly.
granted, it was your head I was looking for, not it. But, I mean,
Indeed.
you're still on thin fucking ice.
Well, he leans forward. I suppose... no, I'm not sure if you're ready to hear who actually did it.
She leans forward. I don't really give a shit. Tell me, now. I don't care if I'm ready for it or not. I'm not ready for half of the shit that happens on this fucking journey. But it happens anyway.
Fair enough, fair enough. I will say this, because I think you will need it, just for your own sake. I'll tell you, if you're providing, to never tell the others until you go and strike them down.
Fucking ominous. Do you know how ominous that sounds?
Oh, I am quite aware, my dear. I am quite aware. However, I've been playing my own game quite close to my chest.
I see. Well, Now you're making me think it's somebody close to here. Somebody close to our crew. If you're not wanting me to tell the others until I go to strike for the kill.
If you're not ready to hear it from me, you can always wait to find it out yourself. I just figured I'd help offer up... point you in the right direction. And this way, even if they use a zone of truth to try to incite to, or whatever you prefer to call it these days, adventurers, you would be oath-bound by a Fae to never actually mention it.
I'm gonna roll something.
Okay.
Ugh. She thinks long and hard about it. It's definitely gonna ruin my trust with the others.
I imagine you won't act rashly. At least give you a chance to work out the details in between, I guess.
Do I have to decide now?
No. This offer is open. However, I would ask you to not really discuss with the others. I'd be awfully quite cross. In fact, if you mentioned this conversation, my deal would be rescinded altogether.
Give me 2 days.
You shall have it. Enjoy the city. Enjoy getting to know your uncle, and as he will get to know you, I no doubt assume in due time.
Yeah,
How do
whatever.
you-
Get out of my room.
And as he laughs, he just disappears into a cloud of darkened, magical smoke. Just disappears like ash being blown away in a fireplace.
She's gonna throw her pillow across the room. Just fucking yell. Just frustration. Just yelling out of frustration.
Millie comes stopping like, shh! What's going on? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just needed to throw something.
Oh. Wanna throw most stuff? I got a bunch of shit that can be thrown around in my room.
Maybe later.
Look at that Firefly. She's not moving no matter what you poke at her.
I'm not gonna throw Firefly, but thank you for asking.
We'll throw stuff at Firefly, but yeah.
I'm not gonna throw stuff at Firefly, thank you for asking.
Alright. Give you some space?
Yeah.
Alright.
She's gonna pick up the pillow and scream into it.
Alright. Meanwhile, back up on top of the forecastle, Melchior Ottoman Rector.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, wasn't that lovely?
It's always when Shade's mental state is at its worst.
God fucking damn it, every time. He's
it's
like a
always-
bad addiction. Just pop it up at the worst second.
It's always when it's at its worst.
I'm just seeing Cube from Madoka Magica. Do you want to make a deal? It's like, fuck ah! Damn!
You know what? I'm cool with that analogy. That's fine.
My god. I said that and realized probably not everyone has.
Madoka Magica?
Yeah.
The feeling is there. I've
Yeah,
seen
the
it.
feeling.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've also seen it.
Okay. How about you, Rob?
I'm here. I'm like,
Have you seen Madoka Magica?
I'm trying to remember.
It's
the edgy
Dark Magical Girls series.
Yeah, the magical girl series, they all die.
No, I've heard of it because I remember that she's technically like the most powerful character that's ever been written, sort of deal.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I've heard about it.
It's very good. But also, they have a contract giver who can die in a fire, will punt into the ocean, kind of thing.
It's kind of like the You guys want to do the Phantom here?
Would you like to make a deal? And you're like, your deals are always shit. Get out of here. Catch.
So, what are we gonna do about this? I'm gonna start with research on these Dark Fae, where their plane is.
Well, the Feywild. Yes, most likely there, but there are some. Not all Fae are dark. Some have darker tendencies.
Well, the ones we're looking for.
Well, the thing about Fae is that it's hard to tell.
Yeah, that's what research is for, just to get a good idea of where to start digging. And thankfully, he points to the city behind him. This is probably the best place to find out all the information we could ask for.
I suppose any questions we've ever had, we can answer here. She looks at the camera. Just kidding.
All right. I actually think with that kind of note and the image of you seeing Elliot making his way back and onto the ship itself, to say, all right, let's get you into the city. That we'll stop it here at this little ominous point before next session, because a lot of fun lower drops, a lot of fun teases with that one. That's that whole
I'm scared.
game today. Across the board at that.
I get to have a lot to think about.
But that all said, yeah, thank you all for playing. This has been fun. Yeah, looking forward to already the next game, probably in actually it's definitely going to be in February. Looking at my schedule, I would say expecting the next one to be, at least for me, would be around either, yeah, probably what's going to be around the 12th, because I'm going to be at a convention the first weekend, running a panel for my channel. It's going to be kind of fun.
Wait, so when
Sunday
our
the
next session
12th.
isn't this month, or wait?
The 12th of February.
Oh, right. So not the 22nd.
Yeah, no, I'm probably going to need that extra weekend before I go and try to run 9 games the following
Fair
weekend.
enough. Oh, I should have mentioned, Rector. Autumn probably would have mentioned this, but I completely forgot to. The Phantom also assisted them in the Battle of Tiamat by providing Autumn with extra weaponry. He just kind of showed up and he's like, "This is a gift from your friends across the sea." And she's like, "What friends?" And then he handed her that big-ass sword and some other shit.
Okay.
So he's been, because of the pact that Autumn and our old partner Harmony made with him, they convinced him that maybe it would be a fun idea to try to sway things in the vein of good rather than evil as a means of providing chaos, because he's seen so much evil as it is and he was bored, and he agreed to that. So now he sometimes helps them for no good reason, but still makes mischievous pacts. So he's not 100% evil, but he's not trustworthy either. So
Yeah, typical face stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. But he does have dark leanings, so you gotta be super careful with him and
Yeah.
deals. As opposed to a fae that just might turn your hair green because they think it's amusing. This guy legitimately might fuck up your life because he thinks.
LOL.
Um,
I'm gonna
LOL. Looks at Shade. LOL.
I'm gonna end the stream here by saying the messages that Felix is saying in my chat. Shade has done nothing wrong. I support Shade's rights and wrongs, of which there are none. Goodbye, stream.
Rector pulls out a notebook.